Well guys, we got the trailer, which we have named King Leonidas because it is a Spartan trailer. So Black Betty is pulling King Leo. But we just finished doing all the electrical. I'll walk you around and show you what we did. So on the driver's side, we put a Furrion 30 amp RV outlet. It's the locking one. And then on the passenger side, GFCI 20 amp. Though we could run the stuff to the tent and to where we're gonna do our kitchen. So that is on the outside of the trailer. Currently we only have one of our Lion Energy 100 watt panels. It's pretty cloudy and rainy today, but we're still getting 100 watts, 15 amps out of it to charge what we currently have, which is a single Lion Energy UT 1300 105 amp hour battery. We have finally gotten the rest of our components. We were waiting on the trailer, and so I'll go ahead and show you what we got. This is the Furrion 30 amp coming in. Comes into our Victron Multiplus. This is the 3000 VA for the inverter, 12 volt, and it runs into there, and then it splits from there and comes over to our square D box. I know it's a little overkill, but 20 amp breaker for the outside or the inside GFCI, and a separate 20 amp breaker for the outside 20 amp GFCI. Our other plug is right here, GFCI. We have that inside here because we have the fridge. We also have the Victron Smart Solar Charge Controller, the MPPT 100 volt 50 amp. That runs down to our shunt, down to our battery. And like I said, this is the Lion Energy Safari UT 1300. Our panel is moving. We're doing 80% so far. We just put it on. I just finished wiring it maybe 30 or 40 minutes ago, and so it is moving. Right now the solar charger is doing bulk, which means it's doing maximum that's coming in. Right now our lithium is sitting at 13.47. It's the BMV 712 Smart. And so I went ahead and set that up on my phone as well so I can see everything. The last piece I'm waiting on is the VE bus that goes to the Multiplus. That way I can connect to it and do all of that fun stuff that you can do inside with it, telling it you're pulling 50 or 30 or 15 or 20 amps. So I'm waiting on that piece that's showing up in a little bit.
Talk about this open space.
But we're going to be closing this whole thing in. There'll be a desktop that sits here, flush all the way across. All of this stuff will be hidden. We'll have a hole drilled for this solar charger. Eventually our solar is going to be on the roof. We're doing 475 watt flexible panels for weight. And right now the panels are basically the same as the non-flexible. So we're going to save weight and height. And they're going to come straight down in the nose and come straight down and then right over the charge controller. So our roof panels are 175 watt, 4 of them. And then we have the 2 ground watt panels that were given to us by Lion Energy. They are 100 watt panels. And so I'm looking at, I have a second charge controller that once I get in the 175 watt panels plumbed into the Victron controller, I'll use the ground panels in that other one. It's not an MPPT, but it is free, so that's what we'll use. The bulk of our system will run off the 475 watt panels, and
it's gonna be
when we use the ground panels, it'll get pushed into the other ones, so it's not really that big of a deal. But we have big plans. Right now we just have one of these Lion Energy batteries. It's 105 amp hours. It'll put out 150 amps. We've left space here on purpose because we are actually headed to Sparks, Nevada, and we're going to be grabbing 4 Battleborn batteries. from them, and
Sit here and pull.
they'll sit here in the floor, and we'll secure them all down and all of that. But yeah, so we're doing 4 of the 100 amp hour batteries, and that should give us, and we're way underestimating here. It should give us 6 days without any power input. There's always going to be some solar coming in. And I'm also going to wire the trailer from a 4-pin to a 7-pin so I can charge the batteries as well off of the alternator through the 7-pin. So not really concerned about that. Because we're going to be overlanding, our battery bank's going to be full when we stop driving, basically, between the solar and the alternator from the car. So that's what we have for now. Tomorrow we got to pack, and the next morning we're leaving early, and we are headed to Utah to get the rooftop tent, the awning, and some other stuff from 23Zero. So and they're gonna help make some custom brackets for the awning. A couple stops along the way we'll share with you. But yeah, guys, everything's coming together. We're getting ready to have nothing to do till September, and it is the very beginning of April. So yeah, pretty excited. We'll see you in a little bit. We're on to the next adventure.